So I guess others will just join us. We just have to join us on the call. And now we are starting. Good afternoon, everyone. It is thrilling to have you on board this beautiful afternoon. You're all welcome. Thank you for gracing this event today. I am Issa Rukayat, a half-form Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and I am excited to have you all join us. I'd like to know if you're there. I'd like to know if you can hear and see me. Please kindly comment a yes in the comment section, please, so that I can be sure I'm not talking. Please, can I get a yes in the comment section that you can hear and you can see me? You can hear, you can see me. Please let me get a yes in the comment section.
Hello, the comment is not enabled for some of us, but
oh wow,
I guess we can raise our hand to show.
Yes, you can. You can hear. Oh wow.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so now that is we have a mic check there. Thank you all.
Okay, so we can all drop the hands.
Event, yeah. What did you say, sir?
I said we can all drop our hands now. If anybody have question, let them raise their hand so they can. Since the chat section,
we can drop our hands, please. Oh, that's true. We are really sorry about that. I think I need to get that sorted for everybody. We should be able to drop the chats.
Actually, I believe the chat is only accessible for inside organization. So I think everyone can use the voice mail, but not the chat. It was a problem in my events also.
Oh, thank you, Ritik. I think we can just unmute ourselves for 1 second to confirm you can all hear me.
Oh, that will be nice.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning, I can hear you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for that feedback. Really appreciate it. So thank you, Doris. Okay, fine. So this event is organized by Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors. Okay, so by the way, I'm this event by myself. Also in this event with me, I have Cynthia Abu. Cynthia, please say hi. Can Cynthia hear me?
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay, great. And then I have Mohammed Abdul Qadri. Abdul Qadri, please say hi. Hello, Mohammed. Are you there? Okay. Moving. The idea of this event is to introduce you to the amazing benefits in understanding Microsoft Power Platforms. The aim of the seminar is to whet your appetite and build your interest to explore these platforms further and create amazing products and solve problems while at it. Power Platforms offers you the highest level of a lean and flexible way of working without writing a single line of code. So you see why this event is really valuable to you. It's not just for tech people, non-tech people can also leverage these platforms we're introducing to you. Today, we'll be having 5 speakers, taking us through the career path in Power Platforms, introducing us to Power BI, Power App, and Power Automate. And then to cap it all, we have some talking to us about how to be a part of Microsoft community, where you keep developing yourselves, using technology and making impact in your community. Now, so the way we plan to manage our time, no, we do not plan to waste our time at all on this event. Each speaker will speak for 15 minutes and 2 questions will be entertained after each speaker's roundup, which should take 5 minutes. In that light, we'll have each speaker taking 20 minutes each. So we have each speaker's holding on to a session for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we can drop any questions in the chat box. So we'll take our time to answer them, if not on this call, WhatsApp or mail. So please, let's be rest assured that our questions will be answered. It won't go unanswered. We intend to spend maximum of 1 hour, 30 minutes on this call. Now, let's begin with our first speaker, who will be taking us through the career path in Power Platforms. He is a Microsoft most valuable professional data platforms. I hope I got that right, sir. Microsoft most valuable professional data platform and a business intelligence consultant. So let's all welcome Mr. Ayodeji Folarin. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rukayat. And I'm excited to be part of this event. And thank you for inviting me on board. So once again, guys, good afternoon. So let's quickly interact and talk about the Power Platform and the opportunity you have around Power Platform. So I'm going to keep this very short, and I will need you to ask me questions. So I will do more of attending to your questions. So let me just share my screen briefly. If you can see my screen, just say hi. I can see your screen. Okay, great. It's coming up. Confirm you can see my screen now.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, so thank you very much. So we'll be looking at Power Platform and a quick introduction once again. My name is Ayodeji Folarin, a Microsoft most valuable professional on data platform. So I'm a computer science graduate. So, and I love evangelizing data science and cloud technology. So I'm a certified trainer. Also, I've been training for several years, over 23 years now. Also, I enjoy doing more around business reporting. I've trained well over 500 participants around the globe. So I have lots of certification on Microsoft products, ranging from Office to SQL Server to the Power Platform itself. And a project manager, business analyst, a system analyst, a data warehouse expert, a BI consultant, and a dashboard expert. Now, when we talk about the Power Platform, what are we talking about? This is a simple platform that is like do-it-yourself arrangements, in the sense that there are a lot of things you want to do, but we are looking at, look, instead of disturbing people, why can't you just get on board and get this thing done yourself? And you'll be amazed in what you can do. I can do a lot of things to solve a lot of business problem. And as of today, I want you to understand one thing. There are lots of organizations out there that gathers data on-prem or in the cloud. Now, there is need for them to make a whole lot of sense from all this data they've been gathering. And they really need a tool that can help them do this. Instead of calling on experts to get this thing done for them, you can actually step in to do this for them. I don't care, you might be a computer science graduate, you might not even have anything to do with IT, but these are tools you can easily lay your hands on and use it without any stress. So other speakers will be talking about each of these pillars that makes up the platform. So, but let me quickly let you know this. The major essence of this platform is to drive business impacts. That is just it. So it's simply a system that enables users to do 4 key actions on data. So number 1, to analyze your data. If you want to analyze your data, there is one of the pillars on the data platform that is good in doing that. Number 2, to act. I want to quickly do something. I want to build an application. There's another part of the platform. That pillar is called Power App, and this helps you to build your application within few minutes, and it's up and running. Another part again is a Power Automate that helps you automate a lot of process. And finally, the virtual agent that was added about 2 years ago. So what is this arrangement called? It's called less code, more power. You don't need to be a genius in programming. All what you are talking about here is less code, and get more power around what you are doing. So these are the things that makes up the Power Platform, the Power BI app, Automate, and Virtual Agent. So during the course of the training, they are going to talk about all these tools. Now, let us look at the opportunity you have on this career path. Number one, lot of organization today wants their data to be analyzed. They want to get a deep insight. They want to be strategic in their dealings. They want to take a decision that will impact positively in the process of the organization. And now they need somebody that can pick their data, analyze data, and decide, chart a way forward for the organization. If possible, tell them what will likely happen to the business in the nearest future. Now, tools like this is called Power BI, and that is where what I enjoy most amongst the platform, and that is where I spend most of my time. I help company to analyze and solve problem. I'm on my own, but I've solved lots of problems for organization that has in turn turned to money for me. And using a tool like this without writing a single code, solving amazing problem, you will be shocked. I know Rukayat to be talking about Power BI. You will see the way she's going to demystify all the things that are inside Power BI and solve lots of problems for people out there. And I tell you, millions of organizations today, they are embracing this tool to solve their problem for them. Another one, Power App. I know a lady that used Power App to turn her career around. She's so popular in the industry. Her name is Foyin. You can just type Foyin Billy. So she has really used this tool to, her story is all over there, to turn the situation around positively. So what I'm trying to let you know is that there are a lot of career opportunity for you on this data platform, and the learning curve is not that stressful. In fact, it's as good, it's so easy, straightforward. There are a lot of tutorials out there. There are a lot of companies doing free training on this Power Platform, and you can always engage yourself, develop yourself. And once you start doing this thing, I will encourage you to start solving problem for organization, institution around you. And the more problem you solve, the better you become and more recognized you'll be. And you can easily get this opportunity out there. Also, there are a lot of websites out there that can allow you pick up work. You work from home to get some of this, to get income using this platform. At least there's one site that at least I make about $50 for an hour to solve a problem using Power BI. And once they get the job, I pick up the job, maybe in a day, devote 3 hours every day, and quickly see what I can do. The more you solve, the better you become, and they get to know you that no, you are very good in what you do. So these are different, lot and lot of opportunity. I just encourage somebody to pick up the Power Virtual Agent, building a bot, and presently she has done that for the organization, and she's trying to expand the scope and do much more. So you want to build a bot, I don't need to go for a degree to build a bot. Do it yourself. Now this platform will seriously enable us to do lot and lot of things. So I need you to sit down, sit through the training. They are going to talk about each of these pillars. Pick the one that you think is you can really work on, improve yourself on it, and I want to tell you, you will not regret it. Millions of opportunity in Africa today. About 25 million opportunities coming around data to Africa, and they need to position yourself and see how you can tap into these resources. Developed countries, they are coming to Africa to get resource, to get facilitator to work for them. So please let us see how we can actually work more around this. So with these few points, as I rightly said, I would not really want to take so much of our time. I would need this section to be much more interactive. If you have any question, please do me a favor, raise your hand. I will call you to bring in your question. If I'm going to batch the question, I will not mind. If I'm going to handle the question one by one, I will not mind. So let's open up the floor for questions, for interaction. So thank you. And as you are doing that, a short story I would love to share with you, my life story. I started as a software developer. I built a lot of software that is running out there. But recently, I just find my way into the Power BI. I'm very good in Microsoft Excel, but immediately I got into Power BI. In fact, the story has really changed. So the way I work and I make money is far different from the way I do in those days. As a developer, I spend hours to develop a software, but now I can complete a business intelligence project in few days and get paid. So thank you. So I can see hands up. So let's have you, Chukwemeka. Chukwemeka, please kindly unmute and ask your question. After Chukwemeka, we have Philip Akonde. Chukwemeka, please unmute.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please, sorry, I was just joining the group and I heard you talking about Power BI, which I don't really know what it's all about. And also, I saw you display some other apps on the screen there, and I don't really get what it's all about. So I don't know if you can just help me to just explain briefly so that we'll be able to get what they're all about. So that when the next speaker comes up, I will follow along. I'll follow along very well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Chukwemeka. Now, what I'm trying to show to you is there is a tool that Microsoft just introduced. In fact, let me use the word just because I have been into Power BI since, is it 2015 now till today? So that's about 6 years ago. So there's a platform called the Power Platform. Now, on the Power Platform, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 applications on the Power Platform. Each of these applications, they are to solve a problem. Number one, to analyze data. Companies today have data, huge data out there, and they need somebody that can pick up the data, analyze it, advise the company, chart a way forward, take a decision, positive decision for the company. Now, the tool they use to do that is called Power BI. Power BI is a tool for data analysis or business analysis. Now, the next tool we need to talk about is called Power App. Power App is a wonderful tool that you can pick up and use to build a complete application that can run and help you quickly automate some process. Now, if you go back to my definition, analyze is Power BI, act, to quickly go into action. You need to build an application. It can be a mobile application, a web application. Now, to do that, I don't need to call a developer to do that for me. With the help of Power App, I can quickly come up with an application and it's up and running within few hours. So Power App is a wonderful tool that can do that for you. Power Automate. I want to automate a business process, a flow. For example, I did one for a company. They want to see how they are doing on social media. And I pick up the name of the company. I went to Power Automate. Power Automate, please go to the social media, look at the name of this company. If anybody mentioned this name, read the statement. Once you read the statement, apply sentiment analysis on it. That is your AI builder. Apply a sentiment analysis on it. When you apply it on it, quickly tell me, is that a positive statement or a negative statement? If it's a positive statement, no problem. If it's a negative statement, please, can you pick up that statement and send as an SMS to the MD of the company or to a department in the company to look at somebody is saying something negative about you. What can you do to do it better? And finally, the virtual agent. I want to build a bot. So build a bot. If you go to so many websites now, somebody is interacting with you, not a woman agent, but a virtual agent. Unless you cannot answer the question, will not escalate. So nowadays, we want to build a bot. You don't need to stress yourself and spend time writing lots of code to build a bot. There is a layer called the virtual agent that can quickly help you get up and running with bots. So Chukwemeka, I hope I've been able to answer to your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I understand everything, but I don't know if I can ask one more last question, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
The Power BI, which is used for analysis of data, and the Power Automate, which is used for business automation.
Yes.
So previously, I was trying to actually learn data analysis, but I started learning this programming language, which is Python.
Python,
so,
okay.
Yes, Python for data analysis.
Good.
So is it that with this Power BI, I can be able to do everything that Python will be able to do for data analysis?
Okay, so Chukwemeka, I'm going to answer your question. No problem.
Yes,
I've gotten the question clear. Can I have Philip now? Philip.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Philip. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. All right. It's, you guys for this great opportunity and to give very happy. Yeah. What the question I want to ask because I know we are just starting is that our Microsoft Power Apps or Power Platform is it an open source software that one can easily get? Like what people that actually have. One of those who I have interest in this stuff, but I found out that
I lost you.
so looking at this, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So looking at this Microsoft Power Platform, I want to ask,
Okay.
is it an open source that one can easily get, or is it software that is not open for the public?
Okay,
That's my
good.
question.
So thank you very much, Philip. So let's have
Wow. Hello, sir.
hello, yeah.
Wow. Wow. It was such an amazing session. Thank you so much. For the
Thank
sake
you.
of time, because we intend to spend just 1 hour, 30 minutes on this call,
Oh,
I was thinking we could have another medium to communicate with you, send in those, you can have them answer individually. Can we have
okay,
that? We're
good.
supposed to take just 2 questions, but Chukwuemeka already took a large part of that time already, so that we can
Okay,
have 1 hour,
so
30 minutes on this call without delay.
okay, good. So no
Thank you
no
so much.
problem. Let me just quickly show you this to answer Shukremeka's question. Number two, Python is part of the tool inside Power BI. So Python is a wonderful tool for data science. I will encourage you to learn Python. And you can actually, this Power BI interface, Rukayat will talk about this more, and Python is just part of it. Power BI desktop is free. You have to have Windows 10 to be on your system. When you have Windows 10, go to the Windows Store, as you can see on my screen. So if you go to the store, go and download Microsoft Store, go and download Power BI Desktop. Once you have it on your system, you can start to analyze. Now, but you need Office 365 accounts. So you can get your free account. So as they've said, I'm going to show on the screen now my email. So we can take it from there. I wish the chat is working. You have been dropping your question as the second speaker is speaking. I will attend to that. But let me quickly share my email with all of us. If you have any question, just throw the mail to me. I will definitely attend to it. So my email is Folarin underscore DG at hotmail.com. So Folarin underscore DG at hotmail.com. So thank you very much. So I hope the next speaker is ready to move up. Folarin underscore DG at hotmail.com. Just throw in your question. I will keep answering as the training is going on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Deji. We really appreciate you for your time. Really, really appreciate. Thank you so much, sir. So, like Mr. Deji said, the platform is actually very versatile. You don't need to code and you can just do it by yourself. It just helps you do more with less code. So that's basically what the platform is about. So going forward, each speakers will be talking about each platform. So the next person that will be coming on board is Issa Rukayat, where she'll be talking more about Power BI. So for that person that was asking about Power BI, she's going to explain more about Power BI. So you're going to see how Power BI works. So Issa Rukayat, the floor. Take the floor. Rukayat, are you here?
Yes, I'm with you. Thank you so much, Cynthia.
All right.
So I'm just going to share my screen now. One moment, please. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
No, we can't see your screen yet.
How about now?
No.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
we
yeah, it's showing.
Yes, it's seen now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we want to discuss about Power BI in this session. I am Rukayat Issa, Alpha Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, a 300-level computer scientist at National Open University. So that's a brief introduction about me. So an introduction to Power BI, analyzing data without, just like what Ayodeji has demystified for us. Now to start with, what is BI? BI stands for Business Intelligence. So in a simple sense, simply means using process and tools to understand the data underneath our business. That is what it simply means. Understanding the data beneath our business to transform the data into actionable insights. So what that means is that whatever data we see, the trends and patterns we get from our data, we get to use it for business decision. That's the main purpose of BI, is to make better business decisions, because when you understand, you get to separate intuition immediately. So there is no assumption. You're making use of the data that you have available to you. So now, initially in BI, we used to have big players in the game, like SAP, Microsoft Word, IBM. It used to be very, very expensive, and it's still very, very expensive to manage data, to analyze data, to visualize data, and then get insight from those data, which will lead to actionable insights. But then this leads us to self-service tools. Self-service tools like the analytic tools we are looking at. Self-service tools are tools that allows us to be able to make use of these tools by ourselves and get actionable insight from our data without looking for technical people to use them for us. Now, for anyone, for an individual or company that do not have budgets for a dedicated database administrator, for a visualization expert, or for a data analytics, then you need to go into making use of the self-service analytic tools. Now we want to compare these three heavyweight tools right now that we have right now in the market. We have ClickSense, we have Tableau, and we have Power BI. And if you want to compare, make use of this, what are the performance? Is the user interface friendly? What about the ease of learning? Is it going to take so much time for me to learn it? What about the data warehousing? Where am I going to get my data from? The community, is it strong enough? Is there a support system? Then the licensing, which leads us to pricing. Is it easily accessible to me? Those are the things that we need to use to compare the data analytics tools, self-service analytics tools that we need to use to draw out this insight from our data. So because of time, I'm just going to this comparison here. You see that Power BI community is good. So we have weekly, we have monthly updates. We have people coming together to improve this software weekly and monthly. So it's something that a lot of people are on it and are improving it every week and every month. And look at the pricing. Power BI Pro is just $9.99. ClickSense is $30 per user per month. Tableau is $70 per user per month. All of these tools are powerful self-analytics tools, but then they have differences. Now, which leads us to the topic of today, which is Power BI. Microsoft Power BI is a apps and connectors that works together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent. So what Power BI does is that it turns your data into something structured. Your unstructured data, wherever we are getting it from, into structure, something that is easily understandable, visually immersive, into something when you look at it, you easily understand it, you usually get the trends from it, and interactive insights. So Power BI is a powerful data analytics tool that is streamlining the way business works. So it's easy to uncover the trends in our data using Power BI. Now, why Power BI? Of all the data analysis are we talking about Power BI? It is relatively cost effective. Power BI desktop is free. So it's easy for us to get Power BI on our local system right now on our PC right now, it's easy for us to get it without payment, without making any payment or whatever. But if you want to get the pro version, which enables us to use larger data sets, to analyze larger data, and to share it unlimitedly to different organization or team, then we need to pay $9.99. Now, if you convert that in Naira now, it is just about 3,000 or 4,000 thereabouts. Then we have short learning curve, like Mr. Ayodeji rightly mentioned earlier. You know, the amount of time it takes you to understand how to use Power BI, you cannot compare it with other big technical tools, and it's to still do the same thing you need. You know, self-analysis tool allows you to do this analysis yourself without going to technical people, and it prevents data silos. Then we have visualization tools. Now we're going to get to the screen. It's easy for us to visualize data using Power BI. Ability to create reports, dashboard, and share with anyone. Ability to natural language. Then visualizing data with little or no code at all. You know, those are the benefits of making use of Power BI. Then how does Power BI work? We have the parts of Power BI. Power BI enables us to use it on a desktop application, which is used to create reports, and is also used to create our data model. Then we also have Power BI services, which it is used to publish the reports online. Then we have the Power BI mobile app, which is used to report and to view the reports and dashboards on mobile. So in essence, Power BI allows us to create our data model, create our visualization. It also allows us to share it with other people, and it allows us to consume data. You know, depending on what position we are in a team or in an organization. So if you are the type that loves to visualize data, or loves to see the trends in your data, then you create it using the Power BI. That if you type that team like an executive that needs to see those reports, then we'll push it up to the service for them to be able to view it. Then if you are the type that just needs to understand the trends and keep track of the metric of the organization, depending on what position you find yourself, then you can simply use a mobile app. It's available on all environments, your iOS, your Android. You can simply use it to consume it. What do I mean by consume? To view it and to see those trends and quickly make informed decisions to better the company growth or development. Then we have four main functions of Power BI desktop, which is number one is connecting to data. There are various data sources and formats that Power BI enables us to connect. We can connect to Excel, we can connect to SQL, we can connect to Access, we can connect to different types of data sources. You can even connect to cloud service using Power BI. So the foundation of using Power BI is your data set. You need that first, and it enables you to get it from anywhere it is sitting. Then creating calculations. Now using Power BI, when you're cleaning the data, you can create calculations using this language, DAX. DAX simply data analysis expression. And what it does is to create new information from data you already have in your model. The data you already have in your data set, you create another table with it, another column with it, rather, not table, another column with it. You know, getting another information from what you already have in existence. For example, you have a product and you have quantity, you have the sales price, and you want to get the profit. You can simply do your calculation using DAX in Power BI. Then we also have data modeling, which simply means, initially I mentioned data silos. So in order for us to connect to data from different sources, we can get a table from Excel, we can get a table from online, from cloud, we can get a table from SQL, and we combine them together, we connect them together to be able to visualize. If we are getting a table from different sources, we cannot visualize those tables without connecting them together, using something relatable on each table to connect them together. And this is what we mean by data modeling. Power BI allows us to do that. And this can be done on our Power BI desktop. Then the next thing is visualization. Like we know, pictures tells 1,000 stories. So if you give me a table and I need to make decision very, very fast, I cannot do that with just a table. But if you give me a graphical representation of it, which is what visualization means, I can easily see the meaning. So it's very easy to communicate strength using charts, using graphical representation. So these are the 4 main functions of Power BI desktop. Then visualizing data with Power BI is as easy as one, we just get our data, which is the first thing we need to do to make use of Power BI. We need to get our data. Then we need to clean our data because we need those data to have quality. We need to remove the duplicates. We need to remove unnecessary data that do not have anything to do with our reports. Not everything we get from our data can contribute value to our report. So we need to our reports. Then we need to model the data if it is coming from different source. That is data model. Then we need to visualize the data after modeling and cleaning our data. We visualize it using charts, using table, using the line charts, using the bar charts, all of those things. We use them to visualize our data to make it easy for anyone to draw insights from our data. Then we also share. And different Power BI screen. No, we are things we get to see first when we go into Power BI. So before I would like to know if I'm not too fast. I need someone to tell me that I'm still communicating with everyone. We have 15 minutes, so I don't want to waste too much time. Okay. So we have when you launch Power BI desktop, part of the resources we have here, there's a link for us to download Power BI desktop. If there's just time, I can show us how to get that to our system. We see by the left-hand side here, we'll notice there are 3 tabs here. The first tab we are going to pick here is the report view. This is where we get to visualize our data. This is where we get to look at this number 4 here these are the series of visualization that we can use to represent our data. Not everything will give us what we want. Depending on our metrics, we need to put the end line we want to use. So this is the environment. This white space is the canvas we use to visualize our data. And then look at these pages. Power BI even allows us to pick different pages. The pages are there for you to pick. Then the collection of all of this is what we have as reports. The collection of all this visualization is what is called reports. Then let me quickly mention the screen. Number 1 here, these are the ribbon that we are going to work. This is very intuitive. If you are familiar with Excel or Microsoft Word, we are used to all of these buttons like this. They are there for us to be able to do our job and do it fast enough. This get data is what we click to get our data from anywhere the data is sitting. Then this field here, number 5, is what is going to list all the tables, all the columns in our table. This is a table, ranking of best order, and it's going to list all the columns in our table. Then we have the second tab here. The second tab here is what is called the data view. So the data that we are going to use to visualize our data, this is where it resides. This is where we're going to find it. And Power BI is going to list all the tables that is available in our data that we want to visualize. Then the next thing is the model view. So the model view shows us our tables. Those tables that we have here, we have axes, we have albums, we have journals. There are different tables, and we are connecting them together using the data model view. So when we have them like this, we'll be able to visualize from these 3 tables together. We get something insightful from them. We can say the artist name to the album name. Remember I said something about relationship. Now the relationship here, we have the artist ID and the album ID. Now this is something that we get to understand better. We can't learn everything on this call, but these are things that we get to understand better as we go along. So we just need to understand that for us to cover the insight in our data using all of these views that we've talked about. Now we'll be able to create our data and we'll be able to share and they'll be able to consume it using Power BI. So thank you so much. These are the resources. This slide will be available. I can take your questions now. Thank you very much. Okay. Emmanuel Awa.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Emmanuel.
Yes. Thank you very much for the wonderful session. So my question is actually on the comparison.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, my question is on the comparison between the different BI tools. I think under Tableau, I saw something like data wrangling. So I don't quite understand what that means.
Okay. Thank you, Awa. I'll answer that question. So data wrangling simply means all of the process involves in cleaning your data, because you know that when you're bringing in data, they are not clean, and you need a clean data to visualize, because you do not want to present a false information. You understand? And there are a series of processes that is involved in cleaning your data. You can decide to change the title of those data. That's the column name of your data. You can decide to add another column, calculated table. You decide, before you can model your data, you decide to look for a table that creates a relationship between the table. There are so many things, because you don't need to duplicate in visualizing your data. Like I mentioned, you don't need any value that you do not need in your reports. You remove them. And that process is data wrangling. You clean your data, even though it is not going to be 100% sure, but then you know that you have done everything necessary in order to get a quality visualization and trends in your data. I hope I answered that question.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Do you have any other question? Did I hear somebody say hi? Hi. Okay, so move to we'll move on to the next speaker. Please, hello, Cynthia. Yes, I'm here. I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, so in the absence of any question, we'll move on to the next speaker.
Sorry,
Muhammad
Rukayat.
Abdul. Muhammad Abdul with Demystifying Power
Rukayat, sorry.
Automation.
Rukayat. I think John Ogundepo has a question.
John, please go ahead, John. Please go ahead.
Sorry, I want to ask.
John, I'm sorry, you're far from your speaker. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
John.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
John, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Well done. I just want to confirm. I just want to ask if Power BI can be used making some predictions or some passing like the time series fasting them.
Hello, John. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Hello.
I'm straining my head to hear you.
John, can you type your question in the chat?
Can you hear me now?
John,
can you
can
hear
you
me
type
now?
your question into
Not
the
sure
chat
he's able
and
to
then we'll pick
type.
it up?
Hello,
Can you
John.
hear
Just
me?
come
Yeah,
with the
it's
question
much-
again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good. I want to ask if Power BI can be
Yes,
used
we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, if Power BI can be used in making forecasting and predictions like the time series forecasting and others like that.
Of course. So Power BI can actually help you in doing things like predictive analysis. You can forecast with Power BI, and you can actually do. It came with a lot of ML and AI model. ready-made ML and AI model in it. So those models you can leverage on it without writing any predictive code. You can leverage on those models and do your predictive analysis. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for that response. Okay, so our next speaker, we will be having Cynthia Abdul taking us through Power Ultimate, demystifying Power Ultimate for us. Please, you have the floor now, Cynthia.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Just give me a moment to share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, now, yes.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Cynthia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be talking about Power Automate. So my name is Cynthia Abdul. I'm an Alpha Microsoft Student Ambassador. I'm a computer science student at the University of Benin, and I'm also a .NET developer. So yeah, we'll be talking about Power Automate today. So first of all, what is Power Automate? Power Automate is an online workflow. And workflow service process across different things, get and much more. So basically, it just helps automate different processes, some things you do manually and repetitively. So Power Automate just takes the stress off you and automates it for you. So it is also known as a Microsoft Flow. So if you hear me talk about flow, so the process of automating those things is called flow. The process of doing one thing or the other in Power Automate is called flow. So it is a cloud-based system with which you can create automated workflow to help simplify your business and manage stuffs more effectively. And it can connect with different apps. This image by my right is examples of apps it can work with. It doesn't work alone most times. You can sync it with your Twitter, with your Microsoft Office. It just helps you make your Microsoft Office work smarter. It just helps you make every normal stuff you do. It just helps you make it work smarter.
Sorry for cutting in. We can't see the image by the right. We can only see Power Automate, your first slide.
The image by the right are these small captions like icons of different logo of different.
Cynthia, that is what it's telling you. As in, show us a full screen so that you can slide. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I'm actually a full screen.
Can you confirm that you shared all your screen? Cynthia, can you hear me?
Hello, Cynthia. What you could possibly do is you could put it on presentation mode. The actual slide.
I can't see your screen now. I'll hear your voice. I can't see anything. Okay, it's showing now.
I don't know why it's not showing. Sorry, I'm actually.
Okay, I think hello, Cynthia.
The image is on SQL servers and the like.
I think it's on.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Can you hear me, please? Can you?
Cynthia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we can hear you, but your screen is not moving, and you need to put it in a presentation view.
Yes, it's already in a presentation view.
Oh, okay. Can you stop sharing and then share again?
I'm coming.
Hello, Cynthia. You see the
yes,
top, the black bar at the top. You find from current slide that you see the play icon. Can you see it at the top? Where you have chords, copy, and the likes.
No, I'm not seeing it though. I should stop this current share.
At the top of your screen, cut, copy, paste.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes, it's showing now. Your screen is showing now. You can move on.
Cynthia, hello, Cynthia, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Seems I think we lost
Cynthia, you don't.
I think we lost Cynthia.
I think we lost Cynthia. Okay, she's going to, oh, she's back. You're welcome, Cynthia. Okay. Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, Cynthia, we can see your screen now. You can move on.
She's muted. She's muted. Can someone tell her she's muted?
Cynthia, you're muted. Please unmute.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So, like I said, Power Automate is basically used to automate different workflows in your businesses. Some kind of stuff you do repetitively. So you can use Power Automate to automate the process instead of doing them back and forth, back and forth. And the sweet thing about Power Automate is it helps you connect with different apps. So it doesn't work isolatedly. It works with other apps. So some things you do with other apps, you can bring it down to Power Automate to help you oversee it there. So it just helps you make your Microsoft 365 more smarter. So that's one very important benefit about Power Automate. So now we'll be talking about some examples of Power Automate. You can instantly respond to priority notifications or emails. You can automate the process whereby there's a particular email, maybe an email from your boss. Instead of it mixing up with other chunks of email, you can just give it a priority where it comes up every time your boss sends an email, so you don't keep missing an email from your boss, or maybe there's an email for meetings and all of that. You can just prioritize it. So Power Automate can help you do that. Power Automate can also help you capture, track, and follow up with sales leads. Probably you can ensure that any file that is added automatically to an app like Dropbox, maybe about sales, you can automate it whereby it just drops to Microsoft 365 and comes up so that people can access it faster. So it helps you organize your thing properly. You won't drive from business accounts. So it's like I said, you can use Power Automate to automate a process whereby an email that is on OneDrive is moved to your business account for proper organization. And you can also collect data about your business and share information with your team. So this one is also like you connecting your Twitter to your Power Automate. Probably you should follow an hashtag or something. So Power Automate in this sense syncs with your Twitter account. Probably there's a particular hashtag about your company or your company account. So you can help you get data from your company account, take it down to Power BI and help you analyze it so you can get better insights from Power BI. So this is Power Automate moving through Twitter and bringing your data to Power BI to help you make better decisions. Like I said, it's not an isolated app. It basically works with other apps and make them more smarter by automating process. So you can also automate an approval workflow. Probably you have a business like maybe you run like an hotel or somewhere where they request for like a vacation. So you can use Power Automate to schedule an automation process whereby it checks through the different process. Probably somebody applied, then paid. So you just automate the whole process. You don't need to be checking it. He already knows what to do. Okay, after this person pays, he sends this person an email. After we've confirmed the emails, he sends the person his room number and all of that. So you don't need to be in that scene. You just have to take care of that. You just program it that, okay, for my business, you have to do step 1 before you can get access to step 2 before you can. So you just put all those information down with Power Automate, and it takes care of it for you. So you don't need to be going back and forth to be checking and all of that. Power Automate takes care of all of that for you. So to do all of these things in Power Automate, there are different types of flow. Like I said, flow is another name for the whole automation process that happen in Power Automate. So to be able to do all of this, you have to understand each flows so you know what you are doing. So an example, one type of flow is an automated flow. This runs automatically when an event triggers the flow to run. So this one runs automatically, like when a file is uploaded, other employees will receive a notification. Probably when you just upload a file, you don't need to start sending them a mail separately that I've uploaded a file to check. Immediately you upload a file, it notifies everybody because you have automated it down. So you don't need to keep sending a mail every day. Oh, check your mail, I've dropped a file, check your mail. You don't need to do that. So it takes off the stress off you. So you just automate it once, then immediately you drop a mail for everybody to see. They see it. Immediately you drop a file, everybody just gets a mail immediately that you've dropped a file. So another type of flow is a scheduled flow. Like it says, these don't have triggers. Instead, it runs on schedule you define. So this one is just you define a schedule that, okay, in 10 minutes time, let me get this. In 20 minutes time, let me get this. So if you define it down, you get it. It's just more like an alert notifying everybody. Probably there's usually a meeting by 9 a.m. So instead of you to be sending emails every day that there's a meeting by 9 a.m., just schedule the flow that every 9 a.m. every morning, send meeting to everybody in the office, send a mail to everybody in the office to join a meeting. So with scheduled flow, you don't need to be sending mails. Like I said, it takes the stress of repetitive tasks off you. Instead of you to keep sending mail every morning, oh, we have a meeting this morning, we have a meeting. You just schedule a flow that sends mail to the staff every 9 a.m. in the morning that there is a meeting. Another type of flow is instant flow. The instant flow is triggered manually or on demand, such as a user clicking a flow button in a mobile app. Okay, this one usually works with, okay, probably you build something on Power Apps to notify people or to do something. This one, anytime you just click on the button, it does the process. So you can tend to modify the flow anytime. And when it clicks on the button, it notifies everybody or does whatever you want it to do. Then another type of flow is the business process flow. Business process flow is a series of ordered work steps. Ordered work steps that a user completes within a business process. In Microsoft Power Automate, a business process flow is composed of series of discrete stages that leads to a user along a path towards a process complete. This is more like the one I said, like booking for an hotel or a vacation request and all of this. So the business already have a process they use to confirm that, okay, this person has paid, then there's a room to match to this person. So you just simply program your flow to do step 1, step 2, step 3, and grant access to be in the picture anymore. Oh, let's confirm if this person has paid, this person booked online. Your business process flow will take care of that.
I'm sorry to cut you, Cynthia. You're not sharing your.
I'm not sharing my. Hello?
Yes, please. Please check.
You can't see my screen.
No. Yes, we can't see your screen.
Please.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it now. Yes, yes.
Yes, we can see it now.
Like I said, business process flow just helps you automate all the normal processes you do in your business to confirm a request or something. So you don't need to be in the picture phase. You just need to program everything you need to do in your Power Automate. Then it takes care of it. So it saves you time and stress. No need of bad alert or everything. This one confirms everything and does the work. So okay, these are just few benefits of Power Automate. Like I said before, it's easy to share and access business data. Like it's very, very easy, like very, very easy. You don't need to code. It's just more like doing drag and drop and filling in what you need to fill in to get done. Then it helps you integrate with other apps. So it syncs with your email. You can sync it with Twitter, with Power BI, with your Microsoft 360. It just makes the whole process easier. So it syncs with other apps. You don't need to be thinking of copying something and pasting there. Just tell it to do it, does it, and notify every body, custom connector. So you can actually create what you want. Maybe you go there and everything they want, you didn't get what you want. You can create your own, like to fit your taste. Like you write everything you want. You are not coding, you're just writing everything you want to fit your own process. So it gives you the benefit to create what you want by yourself. And it helps you to prioritize tasks. Like I said earlier, you don't need to be doing repetitive stuff like that. You just have to prioritize. It just helps you to prioritize your work and just get going. So one other benefit, I didn't write it here, is it has variety plan. So, but there's a 90 days free plan that you can use at least to test it for the first 90 days. That's like 3 months. Then they have variety plan from $5 a month to $15 a month to $25 a month, depending on what you are doing. The more stuff you do, the more expensive it becomes. So these are just like the few benefits of Power Automate. So to access Power Automate, you don't, it's either you access it online via your browser. You can go to www.flow.microsoft.com, or you access it via your mobile app. Yes, it has a mobile app, so you can do most of these little things just with your phone, or you can download the Power Automate desktop. So these are like the 3 ways you can access it. And I just want to show you like how to schedule like a button flow in Power Automate mobile app. Just a little flow on how to send yourself a reminder in 10 minutes for something. So when you go to after downloading the mobile app and signing up, you should see a screen like this on my left. Hope you guys have seen the image. Can you see this image?
Perfectly, Cynthia. Can see it.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
So when you see this kind of, you click on the browse on the icon below. So when you click on the browse, it shows you some predefined templates. You can choose the template or you choose to select your own. Like there's already a template here which is send myself a reminder in 10 minutes. So you just select the send myself a reminder in 10 minutes. Then after you send yourself, you see a page like this. After that, you just click on use this template. Since there's nothing you're editing, you just click on use this template. After that, after you click on use this template, it shows you the thing you are automating. So the count is 10, the minute, and the unit is 10. So you can, the unit is minutes. So you can decide to change this time to like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour. Then the text is just reminder of the flow. You can change it to remind me to do, remind you to do a particular task. And after you filled in this place to suit you, then you just click on the create by the upper, this place I like this box, this create in the red box. You just click on create, then it creates your flow for you. It shows you that it has created your flow. Then you click on done and you are done. So when you click on done, this one in orange is like another flow I've created. So to activate this flow, you just click on select the flow. You just select the flow that says send me a reminder in 10 minutes, and immediately you send it, it's already working. So in the next 10 minutes, you would get a notification that of what you programmed there. So to learn more, you can visit any of these sites I put up here. So in this site, it give you more insight about how to work with Power Automate, and there's a lot of step-by-step on how to automate like a lot of things. So if there are some other things you want to automate and you're wondering about how to go about it, when you check these links, you will see a lot of ways you can automate this. So any question?
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Please, you have a question here.
Okay, can I hear it?
Already made me fall in love with this Power Automate. From Presence Oviawe, she said, can Power Automate be synced with Microsoft Teams?
Yes, it can. For somebody like Princess, you use Teams a lot. Like when we joined Microsoft, this ambassador recently, our onboarding process, they already created a flow. They already told us that when you join, do this step A, do this step B, do this step C. So we already saw everything predefined in they already created a predefined flow that told us what to do. So the coordinator didn't have to come back and forth because there was already a flow. So when you click here, it takes you to the other place to do what you need to do. So you can sync Power Automate with any of Microsoft technologies. Like you have the leverage to sync them together. So it works perfectly with Microsoft Teams. Yes.
Thank you very much. Presence, did I answer your question?
So is there any more question?
Yes. Oh, she said yes. So that's perfect. There's another one. Say, how can Power be used for a process like academic onboarding? That is, automate the flow from payments to dispensing class schedules for multiple students. Is it possible?
Yes, that's possible. That's under the business process flow. So that person should read more about the business process flow. So the business process flow give you leverage to add your process. That's the way you do your stuff. Probably when the person enters, he has to pay this amount, then do this other stage to this other stage. So the business process flow gives you that leverage to put in your business model into it to carry out the task you want it to do. So yes, you can do that with the business process flow.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you. I'm very sure that's answered Presence.
So any other question?
Yeah, she said perfectly. Yeah, she said yes. Okay. So do we have she said thank you, Cynthia. Do we have any other question before we move on to the next speaker?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Mohammed. You're welcome.
Okay, my name is Shegun. Hello. Hello.
I hear you perfectly.
Okay. So I can use Excel very well. I want to know which tool is best for me to make use of. Did you get me?
Hello.
Sorry,
okay,
who is that?
You can
who is asking?
Excel.
My name is Shegun.
Okay, Shegun.
Yes. I've worked with Excel.
Okay, so what exactly?
Okay, let me hear you.
So what exactly do you use Excel for? What do you use Excel?
For analysis, costing, bidding, and the likes.
Okay, since you use Excel for analysis, then Power BI will suit you better because Power BI is like the best you could use for analysis. It is very seamless, easy to use, gives you helps you gain a lot of insights. You can carry out calculations, modeling on it. So I would advise you check Power BI out. Power BI is
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shegun, for that question. Lovely question.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, so we are
good
going to move on. If you have any questions, is anybody asking question? Is anyone asking question? Okay, in the absence of more question, let's move on to the next speaker. Demystifying power apps for us is Mohammed Abdul. You're welcome, Mohammed.
Hi, Rukayat. Thank you very much. Hi, guys. Let me just take a minute to share my screen. All right. Okay. Can we all see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, that's weird. Showing inside here. Wow.
1 minute.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Okay.
Yes,
great.
Mohammed.
All right.
Not
Thank you.
anymore. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Hi, guys. Good afternoon. And thank you very much for attending this session. My name is Mohammed Abdul. I am like Koya and Cynthia. I'm also an Alpha Microsoft Lesson Ambassador, and I'm currently working as a product manager. I'm an enthusiast in low code environment. So yeah, you can ask me any question about it. And moving on to Power Apps, right? So since we started this call, you've been hearing about Flow, Power Automate, and Mr. Folarin touch based on Power Apps a little when he was telling you about what you can do with it and the opportunities you have in this environment, right? And then we heard from Cynthia from Okoya talking more about the aspect of visualization and reporting, right? And doing some other things that and all that, right? And then Cynthia came to tell you about the flow process, right? But imagine having a platform that can integrate everything together, and literally that's what Power Apps is. Like you can see up here, like it's a low code environment that helps you complete the work. Let me just put it. Helps you build up and undo your work process. Honestly, that's in literal terms that's what it means, right? And when I mean work process, for instance, now look at how I put it. People, let's say you're selling things. Every salesperson has an inventory, right? So imagine you just having a small app that you can report all your activities, and everything just does itself. The whole Excel, or if you're using Excel SQL, or whichever data platform you're using, it just does it for you. It just stores data automatically, and your workflow is completed, right? Without stress. All you have to do is just work on the front end of the interface of the app you developed. That's literally it. So you're trying to the concept is just to reduce paper forms instead of going through forms, or having to invest so much in recruiting developers to help you to build a website. Then you have to build every user creates an account. That's too much stress, honestly. And too much. It's not cost effective. So this is like the solution to that. And it's something you can do on your own. It takes less than 20 minutes to be like, to be the standard workflow for Power Apps. And I just outlined this for you to just see the concept, like major concepts about the idea behind Power Apps. Like if you have processes that you have to modernize, like the example I gave to you. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Perfectly, Mohammed.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
So, like the example I gave to you about the sales inventory, right? There are tons of other examples. Think of anything. Look at your environment. Someone should just answer this question. Think of anything that that you feel like there's too much paperwork involved. Anything, too much paperwork involved, right? Like airport, for instance. Yeah, there are like different processes. If you've been to Nigeria airport, for instance, you second this, right? You have to go for passport clearance. You have to go for luggage clearance. And at each process, there's a requirement for you to stamp something and they record your name or something like that. All that can be documented with something like with Power Apps, and you don't have to like having to repeat that process over and over again. Just going on to board the flight for 4 o'clock that they moved to 2 p.m. or they moved up or they moved back. I mean, and then you have to do the whole process over again. With Power Apps, you can clear yourself once and for all, and that's like that's the idea behind this whole thing. Right, and now moving on, what can Power Apps do for? What can it do for you, right? Like I've seen so far, you can use to build simple solutions like forms, startup supports. You can see optimizing business solutions really, and inventory management, honestly, and that's just beauty of it, right? If you can just if you can just think of a process that you're currently working on, or a business that and see that okay, this can be reduced. This is what I need. Just identify the processes involved. Think of what you would like the app to look like, and just build it. Just go on Power Apps and build it, and it's that simple. I mean, and it's so simple that all you need to do on the platform is just using drag and drop, like in literal terms. Just go to the website. You see and there are different forms, right? But then you can just go there and like depending on the feature you want added to your app, just drag it and drop it, and then modify it to change the name or what it should do. All those business rules, and that is it. And also, you can integrate Power Apps to your data be it you're using Excel, you're using SQL developers in the house are probably familiar with SQL, SQL, PostgreSQL. Some people use Database, right? I'm not sure if there's anyone that uses Database here, or and all those other data platforms, right? But that's the beauty of it. You can integrate it to any data platform you're using, and there are over 200 connectors that would assist you in doing that, and just for you to deliver that app result and have like a smooth flow for your process. And Cynthia, I believe Cynthia talked about flow before, and let me not go back to it. So once you have, let's say for instance now, once you have your app let's say once you launch your app, your customer goes on to get something, and then inputs his details and everything. That's the trigger. Once that trigger is initiated, the next thing for someone the person that asking about onboarding, that's something that perhaps is also a solution for you, right? Once you go on the app, you input the details, you sign in or you submit. That's the trigger. The trigger sends you to the next process. Once you do that, moves on to the next process, and goes on and on till you are done with the process, right? And that's what the flow literally means. Literally means, right? And then you are able to like easily execute your thing. Regardless of the device you're using, be it a laptop, a phone, a tablet, iPad. It works across all platforms, right? And then yes, moving on. There are different types of Power Apps I would have different types of functionalities for Power Apps. Like for instance, now we have like a lot of developers in the that might be feeling insecure that these Power Apps now they can come and we can start losing our jobs. But that's not the case, right? You can integrate your regular coding with Power Apps, and then for this there's something called and majorly we have 3 types of the Power Apps. The first one is Canvas, that I can see on this platform on my screen. Just a model of what Canvas looks like, but the idea of what you can do with the Canvas. But the ideology is that in Canvas you have the entire functionality is dependent on you. It is just like a blank sheet, honestly, and then you have to model it to look like what you envision. That is the scope of Canvas. So I would like let's say for a developer now, he has to meet a UI UX person or something, and using Figma to see the design, then the views, right? The case is similar here too. You have in Canvas you have a blank sheet. Let's say you have a blank sheet, and then whatever your design is up to you. Whatever feature you want to add, even if you want to restrict the devices that the app can work with, you can do that on. If you want it to only be able to be used to only be used on mobile, you can restrict it to mobile. If you want a tablet interface, you can do that. And if you want it to be across all platforms, you can enable that feature also. And it is cost effective. highly cost effective. But I mean the flexibility of building your apps and the speed at which you can do it. I mean the whole process to building a simple workflow can is about 5 to 6 minutes. That's the workflow, and then you can also build complex apps on it. I mean, I give you an example of an airport. Imagine the workload of an airport. I mean, having over 20,000 people coming in per day or something like that. Imagine that kind of workflow, right? And the example I'm giving you is like a vehicle company, Etro, right? And that's what they are using. They are using Power Apps to optimize their system, and that just beauty of it makes it faster and makes it very efficient. Then on that side, we have the one called a model-driven app, and the idea behind this is simple. There are some people that they just want to report what they're doing. So they have a data. Let's say they have a data set and they just want to report it, or they are fine with they just say they want to report it and they're fine with using the manual, use an hybrid system, or they want to continue to be updating the Excel sheet or their data platform or something, or someone that is using that's a website here and also using Power Apps also to build Power Apps to their website. Right, this is something you can use. The idea behind this is that once you connect your data to Power Platform, you can just use the model-driven app option to how do I say, just to create an interface that Power Apps will handle the rest of it for you. The functionality and everything, Power Apps will handle it for you. So all you need to do is just connect your data to Power Apps, and then the entire interface will work for you. It will be handled by Power. The reporting, the design, everything, the flow, it will be handled by Power Apps itself. So you don't have to bother yourself with that. And mostly it works with Dataverse. I don't know, so you can always check out Dataverse to to learn more about it and how to integrate with Power Apps, right? And the funny thing is that it is, I mean, the whole functionality, the full functional app, it's very easy to interact with. If you over each part, you would see, the full reporting and the assumptions for each part and everything, and it is very responsive. Like regardless of the device you're using for it, your phone, your tablet, your laptop, I mean, anything you're using for it. I mean, you're using an hybrid system, regardless, and it is highly responsive, and and you are doing that no extra work, and then you have the entire control of the whole system. The only thing is that Power Apps is the one that is creating the design for you, while in Canvas, you are the one that is envisioning the design of your own app. And lastly, we have portals. So portals are like websites, really, in literal terms, website, and it is a no-code solution website, like for building websites. Imagine that, right? You're not writing any code and you're building a website that somebody will take like 2-3 days to come up with the full HTML structure and everything. And that's the beauty of it, right? You're writing literally no code. All you do is just perhaps you just create like an anonymous website for you that you can use to interact with your data, and this is an example of it here. So, and it is similar to the Canvas, right? Because you have the drag and drop feature. So whatever you want added to the website, you can just drag and drop it. I mean, depending on the data you have on your, depending on what you have in your data pool, right? So you can just drag and drop it here, and it's highly interactive, just like the rest of them. Then the most important things you have to understand about Power Apps is that, like I've been saying, Power Apps is a no-code or low-code platform for and it is open to both developers and non-developers. For developers, I mean, you can see, there are experiences of people wanting to add a bit of AI to Power Apps, and yes, you can do that. You can train your model, then integrate it with Power Apps. You can and there's features like scanning your business card to extract data from it, and using it for it to trigger a workflow and other things. So that all these little things about, and you can even use image recognition on the apps you are using, right? So you can integrate AI with Power Apps, and then you can, and if you are the kind that you like to go in depth and you want to write code, you can build your model, train your model, and integrate it with Power Apps. There's a resource for that, right? And the beauty of the whole thing is that Power Apps just wants you to use what you already know. I mean, in today's world, everybody's like an unspoken that everybody has to know to an extent how to use Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Office, and all, right? And even it's a common it's like common knowledge for everyone to like. Okay, this is these are basic things you have to learn. So imagine using those same knowledge to build applications without extra work. That is the beauty of it. And I mean, and we have different. I mean, and that is perhaps giving us the power to use it across the platform from the canvas. You have the ability to have the full control of the whole system, the design, the building, and everything. Or you can choose to use the model-driven app that you just provide the data and Power Apps will handle the rest for you. Or you can feel free to use what else, right? And just create external facing websites. Show the website, drag and drop whatever feature you want on it, and you're going easy peasy, right? And that's just it. I mean, building the web and the fun thing is that the website are accessible across all platforms, whether your phone, your tablet, your laptop, and it's easy, right? You have a workflow, and you just build that workflow using Power Apps, and that's it. So thank you very much for your time. I don't know this. So yeah, I would be sharing the material, and I attach links to help you in learning more about Power Apps and building your first Canvas app. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Mohammed. That was a very lovely session. So we are taking questions now, please. If you have any question, we are taking 2 questions, please. Okay.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay, please go on. Hello, I want with you. Oh, because Arioluwa have a question. Please go on, Ariel.
All right. My question is this: thanks so much. My question is, can I use a mobile app calculator solves
Ariel?
Sorry, Ayolua.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Thanks so much for the presentation. My question is that, can I use Power App to build a mobile application that can solve quadratic equation, polynomial, the likes like that?
So, hi everyone. So yes, actually, that's the beauty of it. You can actually do that, right? So all the quadratic equation, polynomials are like simple equations, right? There's a process to it. There's a standard workflow process to them. So and if you understand that, you can build a workflow towards that and build the app. So after this trigger, you have this happen, then this happens, and then it just shows you a result. So you can actually do that. Yes, you can do that everywhere.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And sorry, apologies. I want to ask that. Let's say I want to start now. Okay, I can develop pretty mobile apps with using Java and working with Android Studio XML like that. Like, how long will it take me? Let's say I want to do that and I want to start today.
Sorry, I didn't get that question. Well, sorry about that.
Okay, like I'm asking that, how long does it take to develop a mobile application with Power BI?
Power Apps or Power BI? Power Apps.
Sorry, Power Apps. Power Apps.
Okay. So depending on what you are trying to build, right, the time varies, and depending on how well you know how to interact with the platform, right? So for instance, you said you just want to start learning, right? So I would advise you to take the introductory courses and go on YouTube and watch some other videos on people doing it, on people interacting with the platform, and then you to invest time in doing it. And the best way to to learn is by doing, really. So if you are since you're just starting, I will not say okay, you can do it in 5-10 minutes. But no, I can't say that because you have to like learn how to navigate your way through the platform first. But ideally, for someone that is conversant with the platform and knows what he has to do, you should take him roughly about 20 to 30 minutes to come up with a good process and complete the entire workflow. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So yeah, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me on Twitter or on LinkedIn, and I'll be love to answer. Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
This is Emmanuel. So I'd like to center my question around examples. You gave an example of an airport that used Power App. So I would like to really know that if, assuming you have that information, what app they built and what the app really did, or if you yourself, the app you've built recently and what it does.
Oh, okay. So the name of I showed you the example on Canvas. The name of the airport is called Heathrow Airport. I'll type it in the chat now. Can you see it? Can you see it?
I'm not sure. I don't have access to chat, so. Heathrow, okay. That's in UK, right? Yeah, just.
Yeah. So what they did was to, they integrated Power Apps with the entire workspace. They integrated with their Office 365, and then just to reduce paper usage in the entire this thing, and also customer facing, like first line employees, all those customer facing duties, like at the forefront of how I put it. Let's say, I mean, let me use a Nigerian airport for you to explain. So once you enter Nigerian airport, and one of the first things you have to do is passport checking, right? So all those customer facing places, they are using Power Apps, optimize their processes and not having to, checklist. Instead of using paper checklist, they are using like, they just need you to, log it to, have it once they scan your passport or something, they just, it just triggers on the app and just checks you in, and that is it. So all those processes, instead of using paper, they digitized it and started using Power Apps to optimize those processes. So those are like one of the minor things they did, and they use Power Apps in multiple fields, but I do not know some other one. But the ones that they shared with us, they shared were the first line responsibilities that I use Power Apps for. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So Okoya, over to you.
That was a wonderful session, Mohammed. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
So right now we'll be welcoming a gold member of MLS, a Microsoft Lesson Ambassador. He's going to be taking us through how to be a part of Microsoft's community, where you make impacts, to your community and to yourself. So let's welcome Japhlet. Welcome, boss. You have the floor. Hello, Japhlet. Are you there? I think the network is really bad. Okay, I'm sure by now a lot of things must have been going through our heads. So what do I go for? Which one should I choose? Out of this Power Platform, is it Power BI? Is it Power Automate? Is it so sweet and beautiful, And so I would just advise that we create time to understand better about this thing, put down our plans and see if it's something we want to go into. First, that was why the first speaker spoke about the career paths. So just look at the career paths in all three and see what interests you more. Then go for it. Okay, please.
Okay.
Please, we have someone talk to us about how to join MLSA.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you all hear me, just to confirm?
Perfectly.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So just give me some few minutes. Let me share my slide.
Bluetooth.
So please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you?
Yes, boss.
Okay, great. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are. My name is Japhlet Nwamu. I'm a Gold Microsoft Lens Student Ambassador. I joined the Microsoft Lens Student Ambassador program back in 2019, specifically September. And being a Microsoft Lens Student Ambassador, I've also been a Windows Insider. I'm also a C# developer into AI and work with Microsoft Azure AI and all about building tech communities in Africa. And today I'm going to be talking about the Microsoft Lens Student Ambassador Program and how you all can get to be part of the program and also part of the community. While you were running through all of the sessions, right from Rukayat's session down to Cynthia's session, down to Mohammed's session, one question that I've been running through all of your minds is, how did all of these people get to learn about this? How do I also get to be part of this? And that's basically what I'm talking about in this session. But first, I'd like to start off with Microsoft's mission. And Microsoft's mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Now, what it means when it says empowering people means it gives people the opportunity to build solutions no matter their tech backgrounds, no matter whether they are studying something related to tech, whether they have studied computer science, or they are not doing anything related to computer science. It empowers them. And that's why for today's session, I've talked about one of the platforms which Microsoft used to empower people, which is Power Platform. What we do as student ambassadors centers around this, empowering people in our different universities, students in our different universities, and generally those all over the world to be able to achieve more and build solutions. Now, a little bit intro into the Microsoft Lens Student Ambassador Program. Now, student ambassadors are leaders on their campus who help other students to learn about Microsoft technologies. As they do this, they help these students to achieve more. Now, while they are student ambassadors, they get to build community, they get to make a difference, they
Excuse
get
me.
to
Sorry to cut you. Excuse me. I can't see anything. I'm just seeing a black screen. Is it me or is that general?
Same here.
Sorry,
Same
you
here.
can't see my screen?
The blank screen.
Yeah, you can now.
Okay, you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry, maybe I should just share the desktop, the whole desktop instead. Just 1 minute, please. Let me know if you can see my screen now. Can you?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So I will just share Is it visible now?
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
Can you all see?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So the Student Ambassador Program is divided into 4 parts. First, you learn, you share, you lead, and then you have the opportunity to empower others. Now, I'm going to be talking about these 4 sections. First is the learn. Now, Microsoft has what we call Microsoft Learn. It is more of like a hub where you have different learning parts, different learning modules related to technology. For example, for the Power Platform, there's a separate learning part that focuses on it, helps people to build solutions with any of the Power Platform tools. You have Microsoft Azure for cloud computing. You have Azure for AI. You have Microsoft Azure for networking, and for next you have for database administration. So all of these are different parts. Now, every single thing you have them there. There are more. You have GitHub, you have C#, you have .NET. All of these things are found on Microsoft Learn. It is Microsoft's online learning platform. Whether you're a student ambassador or you are not, you can always have access to it using the link underneath this specific slide. Now let's talk about the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program proper. In the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program, there are 3 milestones. First, we have Alpha. Second, we have Beta. And third, we have Gold. Now, remember the 4 different parts I told you the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program is divided into. I said it's divided into learn. You learn, then you share, then you lead, and you empower others. Now, these reiterate those of the Student Ambassador Program, and I'll be talking about these 4 milestones and their benefits one after the other. For you to get to Alpha, when you join the program, you are a new Student Ambassador. For you to get to the Alpha milestone, you have to learn, which is the first. You complete a learning path. Once you have completed the learning path, you report it, and once it's confirmed, you get to Alpha. Now, once you get to Alpha, you have access to $150 Azure credits monthly. You have access to Visual Student Enterprise subscription. It comprises of tons of product keys, comprises subscriptions to softwares, learning software such as Pluralsight, LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn Premium, and a host of others. You have Visual Studio. For the product keys, you have all keys to all of Microsoft tools, to Windows 10, whatever Windows version, Microsoft Office, and tons of others. And once you're a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador 2 in Alpha, you also have access to all of the Power Platform tools. So you have your Power BI subscription and other subscriptions which you can use to test out solutions, and you also using it to impact others. You have access to get a free exam voucher to write a Microsoft certified exam. You have a studentambassador.com domain name, and then you have access to software such as Snagit and Camtasia, which are used for recording sessions whenever you need to speak at events, and you need to pre-record all of those sessions. Now, next thing you need to do once you get to Alpha is that you share what you have learned, and that's what gets you migrated to Beta. In Beta, you have access to all of the benefits you get when you are in Alpha, but this time, in addition, you have access to your swag kit. Online, you might have seen lots of student ambassadors flaunting their swag kits they got when they attained the Beta milestone. Now, apart from the amazing kits, you have access to event support. So, for example, you are holding a physical event. If not for COVID, we would have been holding lots of physical events. Now, when we are holding physical events, we have opportunities to get support for those events, probably feeding support or purchase some items for the event. We can then get refunded for all of those things we purchased. We also get access to mentorship. So we have sessions where we get to have Microsoft FTEs, we get to have all other student ambassadors who are way into the program, who have knowledge and insights. They get to mentor us. And student ambassadors also get to attend the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Physical Summit. Now, after you have shared what you have learned, you have the opportunity to lead others. And once you have led others, after you get to beta, you get to gold. Gold is the highest tier in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program. Now, for gold, you get the benefits of alpha and beta all together. But this time, you have lots more in the sense that you get access to special events and speaking engagements. So, for example, we've had gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors speak at Microsoft events such as Microsoft Ignite, Microsoft Build, and Microsoft Inspire. You have the opportunity to lead in the Microsoft Ambassador program. So you could lead leagues, you could help, you are more of in a part where you get to help more student ambassadors, either in their alpha stage or new student ambassadors or beta. You get to help them to progress through the program and get to make impact in what they do. Gold student ambassadors also get to participate in pilot programs. So, for example, we need to ship out a new product or a new service, either to the student ambassador community or generally. These gold ambassadors are the first to get to know of these tools we're releasing. And then once they have access to all of these tools, they get to give their input, which goes a long way in making it lots better. Now, Gold Student Ambassadors, because they have been tested and they have led community and empowered, they also have the opportunity to be mentored by MVPs, which is more of gives them the opportunity to be invited to become a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional. Now, all of these things we've talked about are just some of the benefits you need to, you get from the program. Big question that might be running through your minds is, how do I get to be part of all of this? You could reach out to any student ambassador to help you out. You could reach out to me on Twitter at Japhlet Nwamu, or you could reach out to me on LinkedIn, Japhlet Nwamu. Any other student ambassador you know in your community, in your university, or wherever you are, you could reach out to them. They will be sure to help you out. If you love to send in your applications, you go back to studentambassadors.microsoft.com, and then you submit your application. It gets reviewed, and then you could be invited in the next batch of the program. Just to mention, you can submit your applications at any time of the year. So applications are accepted 3 times in a year. 3 times in a year, yes. January, April, and September. So all around the year, you could submit your applications, and any of these batches, you could get accepted to be part of the Student Ambassador program and get to be part of those who empower people to achieve more. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask.
Okay, thank you so much, Japhlet. I can see some hands up like Joy, Damola. So you guys should go in order. Joy, ask your question.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much to all the speakers and the convener. Please, I want to ask a question. If a person is going to be an ambassador, is it compulsory that they're students? Can non-students apply for the for Microsoft stop. Sorry. Can non-student apply? My question is to Mr. Japhlet.
Okay, sorry, Joy, I missed some part of your message. Sorry, your question. Please, can you like reiterate it?
Okay, I was saying that can non-students apply for the Microsoft Power Ambassador stuff? Sorry, I'm saying stuff because I don't know what to say.
Okay, great. So currently, the Student Ambassador program is for students all over the world that are currently in universities or that are in colleges, universities, colleges, whatever it's called in your region, polytechnics, whatever it is, but you get to participate in it.
Oh,
Does
okay.
that answer
Thank
your
you very
question?
Yes, it's compulsory for students, right?
Yeah, you must be a student before you can participate because it is called Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So you must be a student before you're an ambassador to other students.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yes. Any other question? If you have any other question, just ask your question quickly. The floor is open. Anybody with any question?
Thank you very much. My name is Ayo. In addition to what the previous person asked, I want to ask if any like commitment for that for non-students, is there any platform that you can actually join and become study for Microsoft?
Okay, I didn't get a question correctly, AG.
Okay, can I illustrate? Hello.
Yes, your network or your line is breaking. We're not hearing you clearly. Like it's not clear enough. Maybe you should speak louder or something.
Can you hear me better now?
Okay, it's quite better now.
Okay, my question is, since this is actually for students, Microsoft Student Ambassador, so I'm asking if there is any sort of an opportunity like this for graduates, those that are no longer students. Is there an opportunity for them to become an ambassador for Microsoft as well? Is there any program like that? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. So there are tons of other opportunities for those who are graduates. For example, we have the Microsoft MVP program. That is the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional program. Now, for those who are graduates, they get to participate in it. They have to be conversant in one of Microsoft's technologies. Once they are very conversant with it, they have spoken, they have empowered their communities too. They get to become a Microsoft MVP. So yes, for those who are graduates, they can also get to be ambassadors of Microsoft. I hope that answers your question, Ayodeji.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, do we have any other question? Anybody with any other question? Please be fast. Any other question? Okay, so in absence of other questions, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody for coming around, to our speaker, Mr. Ayodeji Folarin. Really appreciate Japhlet, our gold boss. We say thank you for joining in. To the other speakers, myself, Rukayat, Mohammed, we say thank you. And I'm sure you guys have learned a lot. You've seen the possibility around the Power Platform. It's just a platform that helps you do more with less stress and less code. Like you have opportunity to do a lot of things, like better way to do things than you've been doing it before with less stress. So I urge everyone to make more research about the different apps on the platform and see how it applies to you and learn more about it. Microsoft has a lot of resources for you to learn about each of these products. So just visit Google it, check out Microsoft's platform, Microsoft Learn to be precise. They have different courses and how to do on these different platforms. So I want to say a very big thank you to you guys for staying put, We say thank you so much for joining in, and we've come to the end of this program. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you. On behalf of me and my team, we say thank you so much, everybody. So you can drop the call now. Thank you.
Thanks to the team.
You can just unmute yourself and just shout out. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it was very enlightening. Thank you all to the speakers. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Before they go, Cynthia, I think I don't know
Thank you.
I think we can take
Thank
a
you,
shot before
Rukayat.
they leave. Like everyone can be on camera, then we take a screenshot before they go.
Okay. That's true. Everyone, before you go, like turn on your camera so we can just take a picture. Like we'll have you people, we'll frame you in our head. Thank you.
All right.
So, Ruka, are you taking the picture?
Who is going to take the picture for us?
Okay, so
let me take you guys.
Just I'm on mobile view, yes, so just take it. Or Japhlet, can help us take it now? Are you on desktop view?
Yeah, everybody looking wonderful. Samson, I don't know what's going on with your background.
Yes,
thank you so much, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. So you can drop it all now. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayodeji. Thank you so much for staying to the end. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Japhlet. Thank you to greet our seniors. Thank you. We hope to become a gold like you and an MVP someday. Thank you, everybody. Yes, we're hoping to be like them.
Enjoy your day, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless
thank
you.
you, everybody. So you can just drop the call now.
Sorry.
So Ruka, you can stop recording as well. Bye-bye, everybody.